Hello, everybody. You might be asking, why is he wearing headphones with duct tape on them? Well, because it makes me feel better. It makes me just able to speak my mind. For some reason, having this is like having a blindfold on while dancing. You're just more in tune with yourself. You're less distracted by what's happening around you, which, as you can see, isn't much, but still, even the biggest distraction often comes from in here, and this helps kind of still some of that mental chatter. Today, I want to get into something that always seems to clutter people's mind. And what I love to do is to cut through the clutter and to help people figure out what's really essential, cutting through the red tape so they can just run through all the stuff that's not essential for personal development. And so I'm cutting through the clutter. I'm helping people determine what really they should focus on. What steps they might be able to skip. And not skip in the sense where you're missing out on experience and things, because ultimately everyone needs to go through hurdles in order to find clear sailing later on. You need to challenge yourself. You need to jump outside your comfort zone. You need to be there on the edge and the growth edge in order to figure out what your purpose is. So, what is purpose? Purpose to me is when you craft a living, a way of life around your passion. You might synonymize, if that's a word, you might think a synonym to purpose is your career, the big C, right? That's a C for you. I argue that a career is something that the past generations they capitalized on in building a sustainable, secure livelihood for themselves, in which they set themselves up for comfort after they're working, in retirement and savings and 401k plans and all this stuff. A stable job, a stable salary where every so often you get a little bit of a raise, enough to support a family, enough to support basic needs and comforts like television, like cable TV, like 3 meals a day with foods that are more expensive like meat and dairy, and designer clothes for kids so they can look fit in school, and memberships to fitness clubs, and if you have kids, a family, things to support your kids in their active young lives where they're figuring themselves out, like dance class and after school activities and all this stuff. So the paradigm that necessitates a career is kind of that old school, last generation kind of thing. And today, a lot of people are building a career around what they're passionate about, what they're interested in. And what you're interested in is what you do when you're not working, when no one's around. So for me, let's just say if someone asked you in an elevator and you had 30 seconds to describe, hey, what do you like to do for fun? That's your purpose. That's it. I like to do yoga. I like to make videos on personal development. I'm even writing a little ebook that I hope to release at some point in the future about personal development. And I just love reading about motivational topics, like how to be the best version of yourself, how to be the most authentic version of yourself. So people that I'm interested in now are, I watch the Ritual. I listen to the Ritual podcast. He's a transformative example of somebody who is living a courageous life, where he was 40, going through a lot of in the throes of kind of a midlife crisis, you could say, where he was unhealthy, he wasn't active anymore, he just didn't have that pizzazz to his life anymore. So he kind of dropped his normal diet. He went on a plant-based diet, and he built his family and his career and his passion around that. Now he's an Ultraman runner, an endurance athlete, a speaker, a motivator, an author, and he's just putting out amazing, amazing content. And I forget why I started talking about that. Oh, my influences. So who influences my passion now? And another one is the Plantriotic podcast, Jackson Foster. He's a guy I met at the Woodstock Crew Festival, and I just kind of happened upon his channel. I didn't even know he had one at the time when I met him. And he's a kid who went on a cross country bike tour, and he has built a sort of a small empire on social media. He's got 10,000 followers, and he puts out daily vlogs showcasing a man that really is. I shouldn't say kid, because that just sounds, not a kid. He's a man that is living his purpose and building his way of living around his purpose. He likes to make pottery. He likes to be in the gym working out, building muscle on a plant-based diet. He likes to be speaking and advocating about why it's so essential to be an activist in today's day and age, and why it's so important to be on a plant-based diet. And he's doing it, and he's successful, and you can see that in all of his content. He's passionate about what he does. All right, back to the nitty-gritty. Why should you be on your purpose? You should be on your purpose. And again, your purpose is what you'd say to somebody if you had 30 seconds in an elevator to describe to them what you like. Why it's more sustainable to build your career around what you're passionate about than the other way around, which is kind of the old paradigm. But a lot of people today still have that way of thinking about it. And so when I really think about it, it all comes down to, are you going to get burnt out doing what you're doing? Are you going to enjoy it 20 years from now? Are you benefiting from the small gains that you make every day? Because at your job, you're probably getting better, more effective, more responsible, more communicative. You're growing and you're expanding and helping the company grow in little ways every single day. Are you getting the marginal benefit from those little gains? Or is it once every 5 years that you're getting a couple $1,000s worth of a raise? Where's the result of the daily effort? Where is that being funneled off to? Are you getting the benefits of that? Or is who you work for? Basically, when you're on your purpose, as opposed to your career, when you've built your way of living around what you're interested in, the benefits accrue more slowly and gradually, so they're a little bit harder to measure. Like, for example, the work that I'm doing right now in building a brand on social media and writing down recipes and practicing my crafts every day, it's going to benefit me later on. It's going to benefit me later on in the form of revenue streams from these things that I'm creating now, in the form of more followers that I can inspire daily through this content, because I'm not doing this for me. It helps me to speak my mind, and it helps me clear my throat chakra and be able to express myself more. And that's a hugely beneficial skill that I'm learning through this. However, I'm not doing this for me, because ultimately I am just doing it so that people can grow and expand and find out who they truly are and build their life around that. And that's just what I want to see happen here. That's why I'm doing this. And so just to recap, a purposeful life as opposed to a career-oriented life is one in which you are making your living based on what you're passionate about. And you know what it is. It's what somebody would ask you and what you'd respond if someone asked you in an elevator, what are you interested in? What do you get into outside of work? Those are the things. Why build your life doing the things you like to do on weekends and nights? And then just going through the motions during the week, during your 9 to 5, just to secure what you could be securing just by being you. Because by being you, things just happen. People notice you, you get recognition, and eventually, I have faith, and I've seen people living this format gain enough financial success, enough income to live basically just on their purpose, doing what they like to do. Being on your purpose, it's sustainable. You're going to wake up 20 years from now and you're not going to be burnt out. You're not going to be tired of it. You're not going to be looking forward to retirement, because ultimately you should be thrilled about talking about what you do for a living and your work at a party on Friday night. If it's a drag to talk about what you do for your living on Friday night at a party, then that's an indication that you're in a career as opposed to a purpose. Okay? Which, again, it benefits a lot of people in different ways, and it's a sustainable and an effective format for a lot of people who are interested in those American ideals of building just a family, a comfortable existence, security, and financial success. So it's effective format. It really is. That's why a lot of people just do it. However, I hope I've outlined today some of the benefits of being on your purpose and crafting a way of living around your passions. Many thanks, many thanks for listening to this today. I'd love to know your feedback and how I'm doing, how the wacky dude wearing the headphones is impacting you, and ways that I can secure um, more of your views, and how I can impact the community that I wish to impact more effectively. So, one full heart, my friends, never apart. See you next time.